rival in a game where they're fighting for bowl eligibility. You have nothing left to play for but pride. It's a scary place to be, especially when you're missing all of your weapons at this point. I mean, you're done with everybody. Your starters are all gone. You're going to be playing Sean Boykin at running back. You're going to be playing Antonio Meeks and Chris Hughes as your starting receivers. Dakari Collins, Trayshawn Hurry. I mean, the season is essentially over unless you're playing for pride. So as we transition into talking about Kentucky, that's what matters here is what will you do now that you've been punched in the mouth? You've played your worst game in the Brom era. You got absolutely dominated start to finish. Now what? Do you lie down and are you done? Is it time to go home? Is it time to hit the portal? Is it time to start thinking about what's next? Or do you come back out here and do you give the fans who have been there for you 7 other times this season one last everything I got to show you that Louisville football matters just as much as the name on the back of this jersey?
I mean, you are not playing for a playoff berth. You're not playing for a conference championship. I mean, the only thing you're playing for is your pride and to beat the rival down the road. You have got to want to beat these guys. You have got to want to keep that trophy. I've seen what that trophy room looks with that one not there, and it's not fucking pretty. It doesn't look the same whenever that trophy's there. It doesn't matter what you put next to it. If it's not there, then there's a certain pride that comes with it, you know? It's just it's anger.
It is, and you hope that these guys will go out. I mean, we don't know what we're going to see from a health, at quarterback. Will Miller Moss be back? Will they go with Deuce Adams? Will they play both? What does that look like? And then, from a bowl perspective, you're right. I mean, you're going to be going to a bottom tier ACC bowl at this point. Maybe around the same level you were at last year, but that means you got to get to 8 wins. And the thought of 8-4 2 years in a row or potentially 7-5 it's infuriating. It's infuriating when you look at what the ACC is, when you look at there's no dominant team, when you look at once again you beat the best team in the conference, when you beat them at the time in Miami, last year it was Clemson or whatever. It's unfortunate. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was truly just injuries and lack of confidence, but at some point Jeff Brom and his staff have to look at themselves in the mirror and see 2 years in a row where your team falls off a cliff and ask, what is going on? What are we not doing right? Who are we not developing? What are we not giving enough attention to throughout the year to where we're not getting out of the gates hot and then just absolutely plummeting? We're able to sustain a healthy season that is at a constant trajectory, because when this team wins big, you can almost guarantee under Jeff Brom they're going to lose just as big, and not by a large margin. That's not what I mean, but I mean in the moment when you need it most, they're going to find a way to lose a football game that you absolutely have no business losing, and it's infuriating. I'm not the person that's going to say hot seat, warm seat. I certainly think you need to evaluate your staff and going into year 4 of what that looks like. Who is a talent developer? Who is not? Who's a recruiter?
Evaluate where you spend your money in the portal.
That's also true, because that is bad.
Yes.
That is bad. It has been poor roster management for 2 years in a row to bring in a damn good quarterback, to bring in maybe 1 good or 2 good defensive players, and then have to fill the rest in with what I told Vince, guys that you're getting out of the bargain bin. Now, and I don't mean that to be offensive, but you're taking chances on guys like, I'm not going to name names, but guys that are from lesser schools that didn't have the statistics there. Why the hell are they going to be good enough all of a sudden to play at Louisville? It makes no sense to me. When you have the kind of roster you have, when you have the kind of system you have, when you have a basketball program that you're obviously investing more in, you have to make every dollar go the furthest it can go. Well, figure it out this offseason, because it's bullshit 2 years in a row.
Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. And the guy USC has now, if Lincoln Riley struggled that bad with Miller, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get how you evaluate and bring that in and say, okay, this is going to be the guy based off one football game. I mean, come on.
Is this the Vincent Keith was right victory lap?
Yeah. Is that what it is? Yeah. I mean, I'm always going to support. I can find ways to, early in the season justify anything, but at some point it becomes tendency and it becomes just, you're just not performing well. It's not just one game. It's not just 2 games at this point. You're just not performing well. And I mean, he wasn't even playing this game, but still, it's just who knows the position we could have been in if we played Deuce week 1, 2, 3, 4.
trust your Braum is no longer an acceptable retort to roster construction concerns in the offseason.
Yep.
Especially quarterback. There were a lot of people, oh, hey, quarterback.
Trust your big dog. Trust your big dog isn't either, because, I mean, we've seen what the big dog players have been doing, from UK.
Well, and we've also seen, and I don't know where it falls, what the reason, but you got 3 decommitments in 2 weeks of now. Look, you certainly can say, well, one's from Ohio, was going to go to Ohio State as soon as the offer came. Missouri was always there. Bullshit. Finish the deal. Get the guys signed. National signing days in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Get it together.
You can't lose Karsten Birch.
That's correct.
Lose a St. X kid. That's the nicest thing you'll ever hear me say about a St. X kid ever.
And that is a compliment.
I'm kidding. Exactly right. I text them. I was so angry. I texted in our group chat. What did I say? I can't even make a Trinity or St. X joke right now. This is just frustrating, man. The best player in the state, in this city, just decommitted, man.
When you're supposed to have the staff that keeps those guys home. That's what they said all along that they were going to do. Now, again, context is always crucial. We don't know the situation, but at the same time, we're not here to cope. We're not here to make excuses. You lost 3 damn good recruits. Go out and find 3 better recruits. And please, for the love of God, I'm going to
drive 10 minutes down the road and show up at St. X every freaking day until he recommits. That's what you do.
Right.
That's what you do.
Right.
It's 10 minutes down the road. Papa Level is literally 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, you can cut through the back streets and get checks on the way back, man. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. Last thing I'll say here on the roster construction, and I think I've seen this sentiment pretty much everywhere about we got to stop going to the portal for a quarterback. I've been banging the drum since probably beginning of the year. You have a guy in Briggs Cherry coming in, assuming that you can hang on to him, and that's a big if at this point. I mean, he certainly seems committed through and through, but when you got guys left and right starting to drop, you look around and you ask, what the hell is there? What's going on here? Certainly makes you question what's going on. But next year, no excuses, Jeff. Develop your quarterbacks. That should be a 3-way quarterback competition between Briggs Cherry, Deuce Adams, and Mason Mims. Do not go out and get another freaking 5th-year transfer who had a bad year at another school. You're not that guy, Jeff. Stop trying to rebuild lost causes. Stop it.
I'll take Arch. I'll take DJ Lagway. I'll take those guys.
Not at the prices they'll command. You know who he is.
That's also true, Keith. I'm hoping for discount stuff. Sorry.
Our audience, we all have a family member like this who, look, automotives are starting to get expensive. They already were, but starting to really get expensive.
Yeah.
So you always have that one family member who goes out and rather than paying $40,000 for a new vehicle, goes out on social media marketplace and lowballs a guy for a beat up piece of shit, and then drives it for 6 months, and then something catastrophic happens to the beat up piece of shit. So then they have to basically eat a $5,000 loss. And then they go out on market.
That was almost my first Jeep, Keith. That was almost my first car.
And then they go out on marketplace again. And then they go out on marketplace again, and they repeat the cycle over and over and over. And by the time they actually get an actual lifespan of a car out of vehicles, they've spent $100,000 on shit when they should have just paid the higher amount up front to get a nice unused vehicle that was exactly what they wanted, instead of trying to cut corners and get a cheap little shortcut, because 9 times out of 10 that shit doesn't work. That's what the staff has been with quarterbacks. Your uncle who's addicted to lowballing on cars on Facebook.
Should call Tony Melito.
I'm gonna throw this one up here, and I think this is in what we're talking about right here, and I totally understand the sentiment. I like that it also takes me away when I put this on screen. I'm just completely covered by the tweet.
Change the font.
Yeah, that's the basketball guys. Stop changing the font, basketball guys. It's football guys get to pick the font. Everybody knows that. But I disagree. I disagree on the roster management. Go look at the portal holes the last 2 years, and you tell me where there's value outside of the couple of guys. They haven't found it. They've brought in. Don't get me wrong. They've hit Ja'Cory Brooks. They've hit Tyler Shuck. They've hit Caullin Lacy. They've hit on some big names, but go back and look through the list. They have missed on so many guys, and they bring in 30, 40 players a year, and half of them don't even see the field. Go out and find impactful guys. Develop your young players. Stop letting them leave year over year. and develop a program that's sustainable over time. I wish, honestly, hindsight is 2020. I told you all this last year going into the season that I wish that they would have used this as the year to be young and figure out how to develop a team for next year. Because now you have to go out, and I think next year is going to be that year because you're going to lose so many guys on this team. The attrition is going to be really high. I really don't even know what to expect going into the offseason. I hope I get proved wrong. I really do. I hope
if you don't, think about where you're sitting, man. With you could maybe keep Austin Collins if you don't decide to bring in Miller Moss with your money. You could bring in another weapon on that. You could bring in a good tight end. Maybe you decide to play maybe you decide to pay Jamari Johnson a little bit more, even though he's injured, and you start Deuce Adams week 1, and he might struggle week 1, week 2, but he's getting better, and we can see it. And he hits Miami and he has a phenomenal game. Like that, all these things could have happened, Right. If you just gotta, it's no different than me managing my money right now. You just gotta manage it properly.
That's right. All right, so, Keith, closing thoughts here before we transition to Kentucky.
I was actually about to transition into Kentucky. Like the vibes are bad right now, but I think maybe one of the only positives going into this week is we're not the only team in this game that just came off of getting our asses whooped on the road.
We're not. You know what? And speaking, Keith, of getting your asses whooped, there's no better time to do so than post-Thanksgiving when you have stuffed your face full of turkey, full of green beans, full of mashed potatoes, full of cranberries, full of stuffing, full of everything at your table, and your pants are busting open. There is no better time to go get your ass kicked than now with Burn Boot Camp. And we've got some exciting news. This is no better timing. I couldn't be more serious if I tried. From December 1st through December 6th, our friends at Burn Boot Camp are going to be hosting Holiday Hustle Week, and we want to invite you. We got our asses kicked. You guys saw it. Now it's time to get your all's asses out there and try it. They're going to give you a full week of free camps, and whether you're just getting started or you're pushing towards a new personal best, trying to stay in shape, get ahead of the game, the perfect place to do that is at Burn Boot Camp through the Holiday Hustle promotion. Try it out. Free trial, no strings attached on this one. From December 1st through the 6th, you're going to enjoy free camps with one-on-one coaching in each of those camps. It is a great environment. It's a group fitness class, but the trainers are as hands-on as you can get in that type of environment. Complimentary child watch, so take your kids there. They will not be giving them baths. They will be watching them.
I was waiting for it.
That they are behaving and that their parents are able to get a workout in. There's workouts for every fitness level, whether you're injured, whether you're pregnant, whether you're just getting into it, or whether you're like Vince and you are out there every single week putting the hours in the gym. Burn is the place.
I'm still a fat guy.
Yeah, hey, but that's all right, man, because you're going to go sweat it out, and then you're going to eat 2 tornadoes at the gas station right after because you put your work in. 1 week, free camps. It's the best time to get started. We'll share it out on our social media, but be sure to check out Burn Boot Camp here. 3 locations, Prospect, Crestwood, Louisville over off of Hurstbourne. It is the greatest place to get into shape, to get going. Check it out. Speaking of getting into shape, let's do it this weekend, guys. It's time. One last weekend, Kentucky. No excuses. No excuses, because you've been getting your ass pummeled for a lot of years. You can't be one and done here. You've got to figure out a way. And Vince, I'm sure there's been weeks, certainly UK, you all have had it with the flu game, and what was that, in 2019, where everybody was sick and Lynn Bowden went nuts. We've seen many of other years where there's been injuries, but if you are Jeff Brom going into this game, what's the game plan here? What are you doing?
I mean, with the injuries at running back, man, I'm just saying, F it. Like, I trust your defense at this point. I get they're coming off a rough week, but they were, like he said earlier, they were damn near due to have a rough week. I'm shocked it didn't happen earlier in the season. So trust your defense up until this point that they can play good D and just let Deuce have a day. I mean, just go. We've seen it with Kyle Bolin. We've seen it with Lamar. We've seen it with so many other freshman quarterbacks who have stepped up in this game in big moments. So, I mean, just say F it and just air it out. I mean, trust your O-line. You know, that we've been talking in previous game notes that part of the reason Miller's been getting sacked is because he can't maneuver around in the pocket. Well, hopefully we're trusting Deuce to be a little bit better with his feet. And, man, just throw it.
Yeah. And I don't think the offensive line was terrible against SMU. Now, they certainly weren't great by any means, and the 2 sacks that Deuce took was him trying to step into a pocket and escape to make a play. I'll live with that.
And one was a delay lurker from a linebacker who
just
no one had a chance to block. Like, that kid just shot out of a cannon.
It wasn't just because he was white. He had a neck pad, too. Vince Lococo, just gone. I see the guy. I got red in my eyes. I'm getting him.
So, and Vince, I would love to see get 4 or 5 guys out. Boykins, guess what? You've been at running back all year. Get your ass in the slot. We need you back catching passes again.
Yeah.
This is a game with a big opportunity for guys who haven't got that shot, like Trayshawn Hurry, Dakari Collins, guys who have sort of been.
Give me TJ McWilliams out there. Give me some of these guys that have not played. Chris Hughes, Trayshawn Hurry, Dakari Collins. You can make plays with the pieces you have here. You just got to believe in them. I think it's that simple, Keith.
And just because you're airing the ball out, that doesn't mean you have to go fast. I don't want to see us trying to be something we're not running, like that SMU muddle huddle. Depth is obviously going to be a massive concern for this game. And this is a perfect time to play Deuce. Let that play clock run. Get the clock, get the call in early, have him get the play read out in the huddle, and then 15 seconds the audio cuts off. Get lined up, go. I don't want to see a single offensive snap while we're still in neutral game control before 10 seconds hits the play clock. Like, keep the clock moving. Let's try to shorten the game because of the depth issues, and let your quarterback with a live arm sling it. And I know there's talk about Miller Moss coming back, and I get it. If I was in his shoes, this is probably going to be my last or second to last college game. You want to get out and you want to play. But if you're going to go 2 quarterbacks and do that bullshit last week, Deuce showed he's got a live arm. You got to let that kid get out there and rip it some.
And we've been talking about it for a while, Keith, just week to week on the show on Wednesday, is just more motions. I mean, continue with the motions. I mean, that's just going to be nothing but more friendly to Deuce Adams, showing him is it man or zone, giving these defenders extra things to look at that can just confuse a guy. We saw in the game notes, what it can do to Caleb Perry and our linebackers. Right. Yeah. I mean, it just can completely spin you around. So why not run that?
And they tried this week. I mean, they brought Jaleel in motion a couple times, and they tried with Caullin, Lacy. They tried with Chris Bell, which they had not done that all year.
My problem is they motion and they motion and they reset, right?
Yeah,
quit motioning and reset.
Go.
Like reset. Yeah, go. Like
Jacob
the one with Deuce.
That shit. Go.
Like the one with Deuce on the jet was him continuing in motion. He didn't settle or stop or anything. So the defenders have to sprint after that. They don't have a chance to say, okay, he settled right here. I'm gonna inch over a little bit more to the right because now I have 1 and 2, and now I have to be splitting 2 and 3. If you go ahead and hit them with a quick motion, then they don't have that chance to set up.
And I wonder if it's more so he's more concerned about our players getting it wrong versus their players making a mistake, which is just silly. Because if you motion and reset, yes, you get a chance to reassess. That also gives the defense an opportunity to either reassess and change what they're doing or move and get back in place so you can't catch guys out of position. So
there is a play. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead. Sorry.
To summarize what I think Vince and I are both saying, I would like to see our script play calling over the entire game. Like, you've got that big ass Waffle House menu in front. You've got that big ass Waffle House menu in front of your face the whole game. Throw the damn script on there so you don't forget about him. Put sticky notes and points on that shit like Memento. Do not believe his lies.
Well, the script is on. The script is on there. Trust me, because I laminated every single one of them for the coaches. The script's on there. Just go back to it. Don't be afraid to go back to the script. If it's working,
it's not one and done on those plays. It's not like you can't use them. It's just not a Survivor League. It's not once they're done, they're out of the pool and you can't use them anymore. Continue to go back to it and find a consistent game plan and stick to it. There was a play I was going to say last week where SMU is not set defensively. Louisville motions, recollects. Guess what? SMU has a chance to figure out where to get. They get back and play, and they have a TFL. I mean, it's just little stuff like that. You got to be able to read and react better, be able to move quicker. And against Kentucky, this is a team that's not disciplined either. SMU was not a very disciplined football team. Kentucky, not a very disciplined football team. If Kentucky gets punched in the mouth in this game, I can guarantee you, just like Louisville did against SMU, they will lie down. You have to punch first. You have to be aggressive. And I hope, I've never said this about anyone else, I hope we have a Bobby Petrino mentality this weekend. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck the blue. Fuck that stupid logo with the birds having sex. It's stupid. We hate them. Kick their ass by all means necessary. Pull out any card you have to. I don't want to hear any excuses about their 5-6. It doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter. If you go 8-4 and you beat UK, it's not a great year. I wouldn't even say it's a good year, but I'll take it because you beat
they're
UK.
Done. They're done.
That's right.
Their season's done.
over. And they got to live with their $50 million buyout coach who they got to bring back for another year like Florida State. And don't even get me started on Florida State, Keith. Oh, my God. We're at a bar on Friday night, and no one is watching the Florida State-NC State game but me and Vince. And they roll out that damn field goal team, and I audibly stand up and yell, what in the are we doing? And it's not even
had people looking at him. I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, fire this guy now. Leave his ass here. Don't let him back on the bus. This is the worst play calling I've ever seen. Anyways, don't do that. Don't go into the game this weekend with that mentality. Dominate by any means necessary. Make sure if you got to pull out your one pregame speech this year, Jeff, it's now. It's time to go. I don't care. This is a Kentucky team. Now, look, they are 5-6, okay? They are not a good SEC football team. But when you look at who they have lost to this year, a lot of teams would have lost to the teams that Kentucky lost to. Ole Miss, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. A lot of teams would have lost to them. And if you don't come ready to play, this Kentucky team is going to kick your ass. Hands down. They will. They will kick your ass because they have SEC talent, and we do not. Now, we do it some places, but not everywhere. And if you don't come ready to play, Kentucky will kick your ass. We've seen it so many times I can't even count. And my God, if we watch that this weekend, there's going to be another level of anger in football unlocked for me that I don't think I've reached in quite some time, guys.
I want Jeff Brom to stop playing honorable football. And you know how like the joke is like, oh, the old man, the forward pass is bullshit. I feel like we're reaching
Talking
that
about
place.
yourself?
Well, I think we're reaching that place with Jeff Brom where it's like, motion as the ball snapped is bullshit. We don't need it. We line up like men.
Right. We just 11 on 11. Right.
Dirty.
We don't need that pretty shit.
But we're at an interesting point in the rivalry. And Mason brings up a good point in the party deck because we've been talking about Deuce Adams a lot. The parallels between like Deuce Adams and Cutter Boley are there. Like the only thing we don't have is, you know, he's from here, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the main difference. Like the kid can sling the pill. Kid can.
And that's why they're going to retain him. And Jacob, myself, probably you too, Keith, are sitting there like, are we going to be able to retain him in the offseason? Like, are we going to be able to keep this kid?
Yeah, two drastically different paths, and it's wild to think that our staff probably chose the wrong one, despite everyone in the fan base clamoring otherwise. But to shift to scheme talk, Kentucky actually, because they have a quarterback who's actually been able to sling the ball pretty well, they're running a lot more balanced of an attack than they have in previous years where it's just been blue and white Iowa football, just 3 yards in a cloud of dust every single day. Like, they like to let Cutter sling the ball. Now, part of that is due to them being behind in some games, and rather than just lay down and let the clock run out and die, they actually just send the kid out there and have him rip it. Sometimes it works out well. Other times it doesn't. Like the South Carolina game, I legitimately felt bad for the kid because he was just getting his shit rocked every other down. But he's learned and he's grown and he's calloused as a player, and the kid looks sharp. Now,
that's what happens when you play a young kid early, Keith. Improvement, man. Shocker. He gets better.
Yeah. It would not shock me to see Kentucky try to jump out and have him throw the ball early, despite the fact that like EPA, like if you look at the advanced metrics, they are a more successful team when they run the ball. But if they can get out and get him in a rhythm early, I wouldn't be shocked to see Kentucky come out throwing. Like, that's what they did against Florida.
Well,
and
what SMU just did.
He was connected and working. And, yeah, the book's out. Like, we can get cooked with a mobile quarterback. And Boley can scoot. The only other thing I had on their offensive scheme is they love using pre-snap motion a lot. And they do it well because they don't hyper-aggressively target the motion man like we've identified with a team like Cal, where if 21's in motion, he's getting the fucking ball. They don't do that at Kentucky. They just motion to force defenses to make reads and make moves and trust their quarterback to process and make the right decision in real time. God, here I am longing for a Mark Stoops offense. Fuck, we're down bad.
Jesus Christ. That's what I was about to say, man. Are you advocating for Butch Hamden to come and be the next offensive coordinator of Louisville?
Well, the wild thing is they've hired a bunch of really good offensive coordinators that have just had to fall on the sword for other reasons.
Right, exactly.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. I'm worried about the run game on that. We're just to keep going with the offense. I am terrified that I just have Lynn Bowden flashbacks, man, of just them running.
How could you not right now? How could you not right
gaps with guys not fitting right. It just worries the hell out of me. We saw first play of the game where we don't even have a DB move 5 yards after the ball is snapped. If that happens against Kentucky, we're going to get routed.
They're going to run the ball 40 times at that point.
Yeah, they won't. They're not. Let's not get it twisted. They will run the ball 40 times to beat you if it's there.
Louisville was only giving up over 200 let me go back and look at this real quick. Over 250 yards passing is I believe the number I'm looking at here. Let me go back to Pittsburgh. I think that 250 yards passing 3 times this season. Okay, they've not done it in back-to-back games. Every time they give up a 300-yard passing game or a 250-yard passing game, they come back out and they shut the offense on the other side down passing the ball. Now we're in different times because your record doesn't reflect the type of football you want to play. But at the same time, I could totally see Louisville coming in, going all in on stopping the pass in this game, and UK offense just over and over and over again, like we saw in 2019, 2020, and 2021.
They have 2 guys. They have one guy that's, around 720-ish yards, and another around 530-ish yards. That's either one of those guys can bust you at that point.
We didn't have a great game at SMU, predominantly due to explosive plays late. Right. I dare them. I would love to play that game. You want to run between the tackles? Be my guest. Pending the injury report coming out on Wednesday. Because if Conga, Jarrett, if we have 4 D linemen not playing this game, okay, I'm going to be a little bit less
Take your words back.
You need Antonio Watts back too, man. You need your tone setters on defense.
Can our linebackers figure out how to fold and fill?
Can they figure out how to cover? I think can they figure out how to play linebacker is really the question here, Keith.
So basically, though, I trust our D-line if they want to try and muck it up and run between the tackles. I trust the defensive line to get the job done well enough to where that's not going to be a winning game plan for them, which is why I think they're not stupid. They know our interior D-line is really fucking good because we've stopped bigger teams than them from running the ball inside against us. Why I think they're going to lean more towards the passing attack in this game if they can get it going.
You got the big play late from Shady Clayton Johnson, but Keith, I watched TJ Harden run through Louisville all game long. Now, it wasn't consistent every play. He had a couple of TFLs and a couple of backwards plays, but they figured out smartly how to mix in him particularly in the middle, more so than outside the tackles for SMU on Saturday, and it gave them that flexibility and that versatility to go back and forth between the run game and the passing game. I think Kentucky can absolutely mimic that same strategy. Now, they don't have the weapons that Brinson and Hudson and Ymir Knight were, but they have enough guys that can make plays, and they have 2 really good running backs at that. If Louisville if their linebackers, if TJ Quinn, Caleb Perry, if those guys do not, and Stanquan Clark do not come ready to set the tone, like Vince was saying, they're going to run all over Louisville, no matter what the injuries are at defensive line, no matter what they are. They're going to have to. The linebackers are going to be the key defensively in this game.
And you're going to have to contain Boley too, man. Like Keith, you mentioned it. He will use his legs. He's got, 100-something. He's got 114 rushing yards on the year, and I mean,
You
to
know
me,
what's
that
so impressive about that, Vince? They fucking
What?
track sack yards now. And the dude's been sacked, what, 12 times this season? Something like that? I mean,
Bully
yeah, how many times has he been sacked
sacked
this season?
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's still got positive rushing yards. Shit, we
Yeah.
might be in trouble.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's like the kid can use his legs 100%. And what did he have? What did he get hurt last week with? Like what did he have, a concussion or something?
Neck stinger.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean,
He came
like,
back and played that game.
He's clearly not a juke you out type of guy. I mean, a little skinny shit will try and run somebody over.
Oh,
which, I
yeah.
mean, well,
He was getting sacked and basically got launched into one of his own linemen who basically like power kneed him
Right.
in the head and neck.
right. But if it came to it, that kid will 100% lay out and try and
Yeah.
score a touchdown, opposed to
Well, this game also means the world to that kid. Like he grew up indoctrinated in this shit, as opposed
yeah.
to our team, which is
Yeah.
95% mercenaries who we've brought in for 1 or 2
New
years.
Mexico and freaking Central Alabama A&M. Yeah, I mean, but I still feel like the coaching staff will emphasize what this game means. You have enough veteran leadership in that room and across that team that will hopefully have these guys ready to play. But here's the problem I have. I think Jeff is going to 100% try to play Miller Moss again if he's healthy, because it's his last game of his college career. It's the right thing to do in his mind. I totally anticipate that we will see two quarterbacks.
the right thing to do is win football games, play
correct.
the best 11.
That's correct, Vince. That's exactly what Jeff says too. But I don't think that's how Jeff operates, considering Brady Allen got the snaps he got. And I think that it's purely going to come down this weekend to, can Jeff get out of his own head and try a different approach and a different game plan against a team that is going to do the same shit that they always do. They're going to come in here. They're going to try to punk you. They're going to try to make you commit fouls.
Sweatpants Mafia.
Fights. They're going to do what they do. Can you fight through it mentally, and can you be willing to do the little things to win the football game? Can you send Antonio Watts? Can you send TJ Quinn? Can you send Renee Conga? Can you send these guys out on top in their final regular season football game against your rival? That's a big, tall task. But if you don't, Jeff's going to have. We're not going to hear a whole lot from Jeff this offseason.
Got to be ready for a dogfight. This is going to be. I mean, it's going to be ugly. It's going to. You're going to have to overcome. You never be the second guy, like we were talking about, Jacob, in Dallas. Just you never want to be the second guy in any of these situations. There's going to be pushing and shoving. You can't get the stupid penalty yards. You have to play very fundamentally sound football, but also very physical style football, because it's your rival and you want to impose your will on them.
Yeah. Keep defensively. Can you get some sacks? Can you get the defensive line going? Will we have a Sack King Award winner, or will we have a tie? That's what the real storylines of the weekend are. You didn't get anything from AJ Green, from Clev Lubin and Wes Bailey, so you're tied at 5 apiece. Can somebody make a difference there? You mentioned he's been sacked 20 times. That means you got an offensive line that is susceptible to a pass rush. They can get after a quarterback, Ron English, draw it up, make some plays, bring the pressure, make him think, do different things than what you've done. Try to switch it up coming off of last week. I feel confident that the defense will bounce back and they will play much better. They have all season long. They have not had really 2 bad games in a row. The California game was responded by the Clemson game, which defensively, now they lost that game 2019, but the stats bared out that Louisville did a pretty damn good job of slowing down the pass and slowing down the run there. Can you come back after SMU? Can you slow down Kentucky? Again, this is a team, they want a bowl game, but if you're going to make them work for it, they don't want it that bad. I promise you. They don't want it that bad. They want it if you'll let them have it.
It's an inconvenience at that point. It's an inconvenience.
But if you're making me fight for it, I'm good. I don't want that bad. I'd rather go home and hit that portal already. So bring the energy. And speaking of bringing the energy, to transition here, Keith, into predictions, you have brought the energy all year long. Heading into the final week of the season, you have locked things up, my friend. Even though you still owe us a punishment, it's like a double or nothing. You doubled down.
That's a great redemption arc right there for you, Keith.
Yeah. I mean,
Worst to first.
That's right. Worst to first. And
unfortunately, it was by fading us a lot.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that strategy in these situations goes a long way. Vince could learn a little something from you on that one, because Vince has been pro Louisville 90% of the season. He sits in last place at 4-7. I picked up the win last week, going with SMU to cover. So we're headed into the final week of the season. Vince and I are fighting to stay out of last place. We're fighting to not
I just
have
want
to
a
have
company
bowl
dinner
game.
on your guys' dime. I mean, right? Isn't that the
Yeah.
whole thing? I'm eating like 40 nuggets in one sitting. That just sounds like Monday.
I was thinking
And
about
I've
it
wanted
today.
to do the Waffle House challenge. So
Yeah, you're
jokes
like,
on you
I'm-
guys.
I hate this so much. I hate it. Kentucky's winning, or Louisville's winning this weekend. But let's get into predictions. Keith, first place goes first. Most books right now have Louisville as the favorite, -3, -3.5. But it looks like if you slide the line a little bit, you can
we
find
might
some value.
we might have to reevaluate the pick and see
I know, at
where,
the end of
but
the
just
week.
because you don't know where that line will get set after the
Hey.
injury report comes in, Keith.
It don't matter. We're
Got it.
we're
All
picking
right.
that line tonight,
All
my
right.
friend.
All right.
We're going
All right.
to
So-
have to put our
Yeah.
thinking caps on, Vince.
And-
Thinking caps, baby.
Well, I don't have
Yeah.
one. I don't have one. I have
if you're
aluminum
a-
tinfoil hat.
Yeah, if you're anxious to get your picks in, what do you guys want to go with? I guess 3 even is the -110 line most places. I try to have a half hook on there, but you can find the hook on both sides. Like you can get UK +3.5 at books that under 120, and you can get the same Louisville giving up 2.5 at better odds than -120 at other books. So the odds are in a weird spot. Do we just want to go with the flat
Yeah.
3 and
Yes,
risk a
we're going.
push?
Let's go with the flat 3 here. I think that makes the most sense, even though it's going to move. I think when you get to this game, it could be. What do we think the margin is on kickoff? I mean, it could be very, very, very close, like a pick 'em at that point.
I mean, honestly, it depends on the injury report. Look, rivalry games are weird. And this is a Kentucky team that their defense, they are a really unique sort of unit. They'll throw a lot of different looking stuff at you. They don't have a true base set because they'll have a linebacker with his hand in the dirt, and then they'll move that linebacker out to be stand up and be showing like a 3-3-5 look. So it's going to be a lot of different things. But if we learned anything off the last couple of games against real opponents Kentucky's played, you can beat them through the air.
Yeah.
Like Vanderbilt was having a field day against Kentucky, just torching guys, getting downfield, easy deep passes every single day. Now Vanderbilt,
That's
top 15 team. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, it looks like
What a world we live in.
the other thing is, like Jacob said, Vanderbilt has a quarterback with a live arm, and we don't seem to want to play ours.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was interested in how you were going to phrase that one. We don't want to play ours. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because honestly, that is the sort of decision maker for me. It's not, are we just going to be relying on our 6th string wide receiver convert this offseason at running back? Because I don't think we're going to overwhelmingly lean on the running game, because that's what Kentucky's defense does best. They're a good run stuffing team. You got to beat this team through the air.
Right.
I think we got to sling the ball, but I don't think Jeff is going to play the kid that can sling the damn ball.
We're
So
going to throw the ball freaking Miller Moss 50 times this game, aren't we, guys? Is that what's about to happen?
I'm
that
gonna need
is
50 Surfsides if that's gonna be the case.
that is what I'm most afraid of. And just now, I know the stat is closing lines, so we'll see what the line moves to. I don't think it's going to be in our favor, so I'm going to continue to ride the trend, and we go 0 for the season at home against the spread. Give me the bad guys and the points.
Yeah, man. Are you going to go second? You're in last place, so I feel like you want to go last here, but I'm really interested in your pick. So you want to go next?
I'm picking Louisville. I'm picking Louisville
Okay.
100%. I'm
Well,
riding the
Jacob-
wave.
Well, now Jacob can guarantee that you can't beat him.
That's
if he
correct.
Just copies your pick.
That's
I don't
correct.
care.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
I don't care.
My heart, of course, wants to say Louisville and the points. It's Kentucky week. We'll figure it out. My brain.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything. Yeah. Vince said, "Turn the brain off." I don't care what it says. We're not
When
even
do I
trying-
turn it on?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not working anyway. I want. I like to be correct. I want to pick. I would pick Kentucky money line if I could, but I would take Kentucky with the points. But because of what I said before, Louisville's defense has not had 2 bad games in a row. There's something that tells me that when you can go out there and just say fuck it, maybe just maybe you'll catch lightning in a bottle. I'm gonna Louisville in the points, and if I lose, so what? Vince picked Louisville in the points. I'm not doing the punishment anyway. So
Yep,
I'm gonna go with it. That's what it is, and then we'll watch Vince do what he says he can do. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm calling bullshit on that one. Nope, I think you can do a lot of things in 30 minutes. I don't think that's the case.
It depends on the nuggets. If we're getting Chick-fil-A, no. If we're getting McDonald's, 100%. I could sandwich those together by like 3s and 4s, dip it in barbecue sauce, wash it down with sweet tea. We're not talking French fries either, boys.
No. I didn't say, but you're not going with the Chick-fil-A nuggets. Oh, you're going with the. Is it a price thing? What's going on here? The nuggets are so much more digestible. The Chick-fil-A nuggets.
I would much rather have a McDonald's nugget over a Chick-fil-A nugget any day of the week. Jacob, I told you. After you think you'd learn things after eating an Italian dinner with me that food is all about nostalgia and memories and core things, and I'm not gonna be thinking like Chick-fil-A. I'd be thinking about a challenge and these are two big nuggets, like these are huge, look at this is a real white meat chicken. No, I need the core memories and core values. I'm gonna eat 100 nuggets and then I'm gonna open a Happy Meal after and laugh at you in your face.
Also, just real quick while I'm getting picks in for entertainment purposes, you can get 47.5, you can get 48 points at -120 at certain books. It's going to be cold and it's going to be rainy. And this game was already going to be a rock fight between these two teams. Hammer the under.
It's raining Saturday?
70% chance and a high of like 40 degrees.
Oh,
Can't wait to watch
Hammer
Mark Weinberg. Can't wait to watch the Mark Weinberg Twitter battle.
So hammer the under. Hammer it. Hammer. If this game goes over 48 points, I will be shocked. I think this is going to be a rock fight.
Last thing I'll say on this game is it has to matter to you, whether you're a transfer, whether you've been there for 5-6 years. I mean, this game has got to matter for you. You don't have anything. The teams I played on, we hang our hats 16, 17, or this 2016 team, we don't really hang our hats on much except for Lamar's Heisman. Yeah, right. But the 2017 season, felt so much better because we beat UK. Everybody loves to bring up the topic of, Lamar never beat UK. Lamar never beat UK, but they forget about the 2017 season. That gives us so much fulfillment. And then to lose those games in 18, 19, and then not play them in 20, like I have to carry that with me. Every single one of those guys, at the end of the day, you're not walking away with the conference championship. You're not walking away with the national championship. You want to walk away with beating fucking Kentucky. That's what you want to walk away with if you're not walking away with those other two things.
Get Bobby come back, press that train horn button, damn it. That would be a great way to send us into the UK game, man.
Right.
I'm kidding, man.
I'll buy your Surfside. I'll buy your Surfside the whole game the day that happens.
I'm kidding, man. You talk about the type of energy I need. The Bobby Petrino holding the coach up by his collar energy this weekend.
I remember being in the training room on the table, and we had our hand sanitizers were blue, right? And this week, my freshman year, Bobby walked in. Why the fuck are those blue? Get those changed to red immediately. That day they were changed to red, man. You got to respect the love that the hate that guy has for.
Bring Bobby back to press the train horn. That's what we need this weekend.
No, let us press the train horn.
Yeah. Who? Us?
Us.
So he said, yes, I'm down for it. I would.
If they let us press the train horn, I definitely would pick you up by your shorts and onto
like a rugby lift.
Use my head to just press the button.
Yeah. That's what we should definitely do, Keith. We should rugby lift him into the air, and then he could come down on it with an elbow.
I love it, man. Well, that will do it here for our show. It's been a long episode as we head into the Thanksgiving weekend. So thank you all for tuning in. We're like wine, man. We've gotten better with time here. We've got more people, more comments as the show has gone along. We appreciate it. I know it's been a rough topic of conversation tonight, but certainly is what we're here to do. Talk through this stuff, win or lose. We've been doing it for 5 years. We will continue to do so regardless of what happens, including next week. We'll be back. I think Sunday night is the plan, live from Burn Boot Camp for our final episode of the year there. recapping the UK game, and then
Preferably
as we
Monday
head-
because Emmy's. I hate we have to talk about this now,
doing
but
this now?
if we're
Just talk
talking
about
about
it
if we're talking about dates and stuff, I mean, I can't do Sunday night, so we're gonna have to shift that
so
to Monday.
it is. Monday it is on the fly here, and then we'll tease this more as we get into it. But we have a new sponsor here on the show, Main Event in Middletown, right off of Blankenbaker Parkway. We will be out there live for the bowl game, heading into the season.
Time out. That is not Middletown.
Yeah.
No, that is not Middletown. That is
Ooh,
not
it's close.
I don't think that's not J-Town either. I don't think that's J-Town either.
Man. It's like right.
It's like the in
line.
between. It's in between. That is not
What are we gonna
Middletown.
call
No
it? What are we
way.
gonna call it then? If it's middle between J-Town and Middletown, man, I think it's more
The
Middletown.
the land between
The land between
land
I'm gonna
between
call it
towns.
Middletown. This is the battle here between us, the North and South, fighting for the victory of who owns Middletown, who owns Main Event, Middletown or J-Town. But no, regardless, it's a great spot to be. We will be out there for the bowl game this year. No matter where the bowl game is, we will let you know, obviously, as we get closer. But if you have family, kids, if you just like to go out and ride rides and play arcade games, Main Event is the place to be. We'll tell you more as we get closer to that. Support us by supporting our sponsors. And as we get into the weekend, make sure you're following along. We'll release the video from SMU here in the coming days. Again, the vibes were an all-time high. The game was not, but certainly had a great time with Surfside down there. And we will roll into Thanksgiving before the game. So go ahead, Keith.
No, I was just pointing to that beautiful subscribe button behind me.
The finger is misleading because, sometimes you're like, I want to.
One day he's gonna have an Oculus like TV or something like
Yeah.
that, and he's gonna like he's gonna like fling it back like Tony Stark and press the button himself.
I believe it, man. I believe it.
I'll throw it back harder than
than
Diego Pavia's mom.
That's exactly right, man. Like Sonny Frew, you are backing that ass up. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at the State of Lou. Follow us on Twitter at the State of Lou, on Facebook, on TikTok, on all the social media platforms. Be sure that you have joined 1912 Society Discord, the place to be for Louisville athletics, all the news, notes, content that you could need there. And as I mentioned, we will see you next week for our UK recap as we roll into the bowl game preview and everything that comes with that. Unfortunately, no ACC championship this year for us, but that is okay. We live to fight another day. 2027, 2026, that's what's next. That's our year. That's our year, guys. All right. We will get out of here with that. Jacob Lane, producer Keith, Vincent Lococo. Go eat yourself an Italian meal and enjoy some Italian heritage. That's what we want you to do here, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, go Cards.